Tell me you don't watch basketball without telling me. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to TGK TV. It's your boy Mario, and today I'm launching a new series called Tell Me You Don't Watch Basketball Without Telling Me. And this series is basically about these sport hosts that are on ESPN, Fox Sports, wherever that you could find them, and they have these horrible basketball takes. I'm here to expose them and show the world why their sport takes when it comes to basketball are horrible. But if you are new here to this channel, I hope you do consider subscribing. We do a plethora of videos. We unbox cards ranging from Pokemon to sports. We review basketball shoes. We travel, and we also review micheladas. So if this is your style of content, where we also talk about sports, please consider subscribing and liking the channel. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys, victim number one. Tell me you don't watch basketball without telling me. Our first guy on this list is none other than Fox Sports' Colin Cowherd. And today, he had a horrible take when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. And as a matter of fact, all of these are going to be Mavericks related. And if y'all do like this series, I'll continue it and I'll look at other teams. But for now, today is all Mavericks related. Colin Cowherd had this horrible take. Let's roll the footage.
One of them has to be a little troubling. So the Clippers at home lost to the Mavericks. Now, the Clippers are a better team. How do I know this? Because the Clippers won 47 games this year, okay? That's with Kawhi missing 20 games and Paul George missing 18. Two All-Stars missed a combined 38 games, and they still won 47 games. Dallas won 42, and that's with Luka, their star, playing almost every night, and Tim Hardaway, their third best player, mostly playing every night, 70 to 72 games. The Clippers are the better team. They won more games, missing their stars. They were at home. This should be fairly easy work.
So as you saw in that clip, he said he thinks the Clippers are better than the Mavericks because they won 47 games and the Mavericks won 42. Anybody could say that. Anybody could say that. The thing is, does it really matter when it comes to the playoffs? Is it really, oh, they're better than them because they just won 5 more games in the season? This is how I know Colin Cowherd did not watch basketball, and specifically did not watch the Dallas Mavericks. What he fails to mention is that Kristaps Porzingis didn't play for 29 games, and that's our second best player. And he, as you notice, he specifically missed mentioning KP at all. He only mentioned Luka, and he mentioned Tim Hardaway Jr. On top of that, the Mavericks had a rough start to the year. I mean, they had a COVID outbreak within the team where the starters, when we talk about Kleber, we talk about Richardson, we were missing a good chunk of our starters in the first couple of weeks of the season. Now, say we were at full health, just like the Clippers were, even though their players missed games, and you know they missed games for the whole, they missed games for the load management. That's what it was. It wasn't for any no illness or injury. And so, if the Mavericks, right? If the Mavericks had a full squad throughout the whole year, do you think they would have been 5 games better than the way they ended? Because in the second half of the season, the Mavericks had one of the top 5 best records in the second half. So there goes to show something that this guy, Colin Cowherd, does not know basketball. And he's telling us he doesn't know basketball without telling us he doesn't watch basketball. Next person. Now to our second contestant on the Tell Me You Don't Watch Basketball Without Telling Me is none other than Skip Bayless. So let's go ahead and let's roll this clip, and I'll give you my feedback right after.
You must have turned off your TV after 3 quarters, I guess. Did you watch the fourth quarter? I watched a different fourth quarter than you saw. So, fans at home, he is talking about Baby Bird, who I call Baby Sparrow. I want the fans at home to realize in the fourth quarter, that's the quarter that counts.
Yeah.
With the game on the line, and it was a seesaw affair through the fourth quarter, back and forth until the bitter end. Your man, Baby Sparrow, Luka Doncic, was 0 for 5 from the floor. He was 0 for 3 from 3. He missed one of his 2 free throws, and he had a grand total of
3 assists.
1 point.
Three
He
assists?
scored 1 point. He scored 1 point in the fourth quarter, and you're over there raving about what he did to the Clippers. It is lunacy. It is insanity. It is rewriting recent history. What are you talking about? He nearly shot his team right out of the game in the fourth quarter. That's Baby Bird. Way to go.
31,
Baby Larry Bird.
31, 10, and 11?
So Skip Bayless, I already made a video on this man titled, "Why Does Skip Bayless Hate Luka Doncic?" And I already told you why. It's because he needs another LeBron-esque player to hate on to continue to get his ratings, right? We all know that's what this is. And whenever we get all these comparisons that Luka's Baby Bird and all these little dumb narratives that they put on Fox Sports to get other viewers that don't watch basketball all caught up and all up in arms over it, it creates that narrative as if that's what we're arguing, when none of us, I wouldn't even say Luka is Baby Bird, because Luka is Luka. Okay, Luka's different. So that's a different topic for a different day. But let's talk about what he said. So instead of recognizing that Luka was getting doubled, right, and he made the right play for the majority of that fourth quarter, he did take some bad shots. He had air balls. Now those are things he did watch. But the fact that he focused on the fact that Luka had a rough fourth quarter, when if it wasn't for him being as good as he was in the first three quarters, it wouldn't have made this team be able to perform as they did in the fourth quarter. Because the team, including Jalen Brunson, including Dorian Finney-Smith and KP, they carry that fourth quarter the rest of the way when Luka was getting doubled. But if you would have watched that, you would have known that. But because you didn't know that, you're focused on Luka having a bad fourth quarter, as if we should have lost. When in reality, because Luka was getting doubled, becoming a decoy, it allowed the rest of the Mavericks to freely have these open possessions, these wide open shots, and be comfortable shooting them. And if you look at the box score, which I'm going to show it on the screen, if you look at the box score, the Dallas Mavericks won every single quarter of this game. They won the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So regardless of the 1 point that Luka had, it does not matter. When it comes to the playoffs, it's all about winning the game. So say Luka had a great fourth quarter and they lost. Does that matter? Does that matter? So again, Skip Bayless goes into the "tell me you don't watch basketball without telling me." Congratulations, Skip. Let's go to our next contestant. And our third contestant to the "tell me you don't watch basketball without telling me" goes to none other than Max Kellerman from ESPN First Take. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
But they better. The question is who's going to look worse losing their first round series, and I'm with you. You got two-way wings, LeBron and Wade, Jordan and Pippen. You get paid to show up now. I'm not even going to debate that. But who can least afford to go down 0-2 is actually the Lakers. They can least afford. Like, Clippers lose home court to a team that gave them problems in the playoffs last year. Lakers already didn't have home court and lost game one. And that was with a compromised Chris Paul. No, the Lakers are playing in the Suns a better team. And I thought Dallas was going to be better than they were this year. There was, COVID issues and Porzingis injury. Question mark on that team was, ironically, their number one overall pick. The DeAndre Ayton, who's already pretty good, but that was like, but how's he going to deal with Anthony Davis? Pretty good game one. I mean, at least game one. Forget about how AD will respond. Like right now, Ayton looks real. And that's on a team with a backcourt like Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and they already have home court, and now they won game one? No, the Suns should have never been a 3-1 underdog in this series. 7-5, 8-5, something like that. Not even 2-1. And now they won game one? Clippers will look worse if they lose to the Mavs, but the Lakers can less afford to go down 0-2 to a higher-seeded team and a better opponent than the Clippers are facing.
And so the whole question was about which LA team can least afford to go down 0-2. And if you're a person with a brain that watches basketball, you would know the team that has the least amount of affordability to go down 0-2 is the Los Angeles Clippers. We know that. LeBron is decorated. He's been there before. You don't say it's the Lakers. Plus, they were on the road. This is Phoenix's first game in the playoffs in over a decade, I believe. Come on, that was a lose-lose situation. The Clippers, right? When their owner has overpaid for this team and brought Kawhi and got rid of all the greedy players, they can least afford to go 0-2. It's clear as day. Because if they go to Dallas and they go to American Airlines Center and they're down 0-2, the Dallas Mavericks fans will win Game 3 and Game 4. So Max Kellerman says that the Los Angeles Lakers can at least afford to go down 0-2. The Lakers still have 2 home games coming. You're supposed to protect home. The Clippers need to protect home. Clippers cannot afford to go down 0-2 in this series against a super confident Mavericks. And I hate the whole narrative that the Mavericks are confident, that's why they're winning. Really, it's not even that. It's that the Mavericks are actually good. And so to say that the Clippers are not the team that could least afford to go down 0-2, and it's the Lakers that could least afford to go down 0-2 is a little bit crazy to say. And it's probably just a take that he took for shock value. But come on. Max Kellerman, tell me you don't watch basketball without telling me. Anyway, guys, so I was just wondering, I don't know why these guys have their own shows. So I decided to create my own show. And this show is the Tell Me You Don't Watch Basketball Without Telling It or Telling Me. I don't know. I wrote telling it, but it's really telling me or telling. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll be right there commenting with you because I definitely want to interact with everybody and see and get their feedback. Hope you enjoy the show. Anyway, guys, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.